Keep your eyes on Mike Christopher. He should be very, very strong. Little Michael, let's see what's going to happen, Matt, as we're about ready to fire them up. History in the making, legend style. Green is out for the main event.
Boy, Mike Christopher went far to the outside on the turn, and he relinquishes second place to DeMatteo. 3 wide in the corner. Mike Christopher escapes.
Corey running in second. Here comes Christopher right on his heels. He looks to the outside, drifts out just a bit. Car number 16 is going forward for Jeremy Lamoth. Lamoth working his magic. The red number 16 is up to the 4th spot. Deep into turn number 3. Back to the stripe they come. It's still Kyle Rogers from Waterbury to set the pace.
So DeMatteo had trouble in practice. Corey DeMatteo is picking up the ball for his older brother.
Oh, trouble now. We've got car number 15 spinning for Chris Fuller to the outside of turn 1 and 2. Chris Fuller is the son of Robbie Fuller that runs on the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour in a limited schedule.
Kyle Rogers, Corey DeMatteo. Kyle Rogers has been around for a while, gets better every year as he dominates on the restart.
He looks strong, but glued to his back bumper is DeMatteo. Dana moves in, little tap to the bumper. Mike Christopher shakes off the red number 16 car. Now he's alongside again. Keep your eyes on third as they come back to the line. Crossover move by Jordan Lamoth. He tries to do it, but Mike Christopher holds him off as they head down the back straightaway.
A little bob and weave for Joey Turolo, and now he is on the verge of getting past. He's out and goes around as contact is made. Holderback making contact with the 10 of Turolo. Also involved is the 16 car. So a little bit of a fracas there. And the guy who got the worst of it was Joey Turolo in car number 10. So the front row of Kyle Rogers and Corey DeMatteo. Mike Christopher had trouble negotiating this corner when he was on the outside. Let's see how well he does. That car still wants to go up. A little 3-wide action between Christopher, Lamoth, and Flynn. And Christopher wins that battle. The leader, the drum major of the parade, is Kyle Rogers.
Look at the challenge right there at the point. To the inside, winding it up tight. Back to the stripe. Almost there, but not close enough. And while all that's been happening, the 16 is coming to the front of the field.
And that is Jordan Lamoth in car number 16. We have 2 16 cars in the competition, and one of them is on the verge of fireballing his way underneath Mike Christopher, and he is able to complete the move. Now here comes Mikey Flynn. A year ago, Mikey Flynn was competing here at Stafford in the Wild Thing carts. He is holding his own against Joey Turolo.
Joey Turolo also right there in a 3-car bid. That's the battle for the 4th spot. Out in front, still the dominant car, Kyle Rogers. Car number 32. The Pools of Murphy, Cafe 1650 car. Now starts to string it out, 8 laps.
And he is leading by the length of a school bus over Corey DeMatteo with Jordan Lamoth next as they screech their way off the corner. Kyle Rogers has competed in the Legends a long time. He has never won a race at Waterford, so this will be amazing. Only the second time he's ever raced in this layout at Stafford. He is halfway toward becoming a winner.
They are now starting to close it up. 10 laps into the record books. Kyle Rogers driving the perfect line. DeMatteo right there on his back bumper. Now he's going to go to the outside. Thinks twice of it. Crossover move off turn number 4. Brand new leader emerges. On lap number 11, DeMatteo is out in front, and here comes the 16 car.
Wow, what a crossover move by the high school student from Farmington, Corey DeMatteo. Lamoth in second. And there is a fight for 3rd and 4th, and Rogers, who led the first half of this race, has now been drop-kicked to 4th place.
No question about it. He was so strong. Lapped automobile, the 03 car. Katrina LaBella off the pace. No harm, no foul. 13 of the 20 are complete. DeMatteo starts to string it out, and the 16 of Jordan Lamoth closing up that gap ever so slightly.
That was a pretty good power move, just shown by by Mike Christopher, and Mikey Flynn does the same thing. So the 03 is having trouble. Katerina LaBella, the national champion, she is only 14 years old. So we have a lot of teenagers in the field. Jordan Lamoth started his career in the Bandolero division. So did Corey DeMatteo. So these guys started in the Bandoleros, went up to the Legends, and right now they are having a great ride in the debut for the Legends at Stafford.
4 circuits remain in this event.
Corey DeMatteo, perhaps you heard of his uncle, John Manafort, who had a lot of good moments here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Oh, trouble. We've got one around, Matt. Car number 3, Connor Holderbach.
That's a 12-year-old who last year won 3 championships at the quarter midgets at the Little T.
So that car will bring out the caution. 17 up on the board. DeMatteo with the 75 car. On the inside, Jordan Lamoth. Row number 2, Dana DeMatteo in a renumbered car. And there is the green. Scramble out in front. Jordan Lamoth, challenge for the lead, Matt.
And he is able to whisk his way underneath Lamoth. Corey DeMatteo back in front. So that is Dana DeMatteo. He had trouble with his car. That's a backup car for Jordan Lamoth. He is running a strong third, but it's a camo kid. Corey DeMatteo. Yellow is out.
Car number 10 for Joey Turolo.
Took a little detour in Scott's Turf Builder country.
Yep.
And the quickest of all has been Corey DeMatteo. 3 laps to go, but he is going to have to hold off Jordan Lamoth.
They come off turn number 4. Lamoth gets a nice run in the outside lane, but it's a 75 of Corey still in command.
And a nice move by Dana DeMatteo as he was able to corkscrew his way underneath Jordan Lamoth. Battle for the lead between the DeMatteo brothers with 2 laps to go.
Good racing wherever you look. Up front, car number 75. Corey DeMatteo still holding on. Look at that challenge. A little civil rivalry going on there, Matt.
Corey, 1 lap away from sealing the deal. In his hip pocket, Dana DeMatteo. Corey pulling away as they head into turn 3.
Off the turn, down to the line they come. Checkered flag is out. History in the making. Car number 75 from Farmington, Connecticut, Corey DeMatteo.
And Corey knows better than we do, but to my knowledge, this is his first Legend victory. Jordan Lamoth in second, Dana DeMatteo in third, Mike Christopher in fourth, and Kyle Rogers will be rounding out our top 5.
And now we direct our attention to Napa Auto Parts Victory Lane and our winner.
All right, Corey, it was Battle of the Brothers at the last few laps there. Congratulations on your win here at Stafford. Who would you like to thank?
First off, I want to thank Island Cove Marina and Manafort Brothers. They're always on board helping with the car. And Sign Pro for the wraps. They do so much for design work and all the decals. It's amazing. And it's just awesome to be back on the Manafort Mini Mile in Victory Lane the first day back on Friday. So I just can't thank my Uncle John enough, my mom, my dad. It's just everyone helps out. I'm speechless.
All right, great. Congratulations. Thank you.
Here is Dwayne Provost.
Clement Motorsports brings us the 59 from Wethersfield, Connecticut for Brian Clements.
Car number 87 will be driven by R.J. Surdell from Manchester in the Surdell Motorsports and Jam Motorsports car.
Another graduate from the Dare Stocks, the Don's Home Improvement, number 36 from Willimantic, Connecticut for Kelsey Rattino. Green is out. Feature event for the limited and late models go rumbling into turn number 1. Pretty much evenly matched, but Justin Bren has a slight advantage as they head down the back straightaway.
And Albert Saunders trying to keep him honest as they bazooka their way into the 4th corner for the first time. Settling into 3rd is Jesse Hines. Good battle between Paul LaRoute and Storm and Norman Sears.
No question about it. Sears is already starting to show a little muscle as he's coming to the front of the field. David Arute makes his presence known on the outside as he follows Sears down the back straightaway. 5 cars run single file. Then they start to double up. One of the 20 circuits are now complete.
Nobody passed more cars a week ago than David Arute. Right now he's perched on the outside of Cliff Saunders. That is a battle for 7th and 8th. At the front of the field, the lead is owned by Justin Bren, but not very far away is Albert Saunders, a 2-time winner in his rookie season a year ago.
Paul Arute doing a fine job in the 4th spot. He's applying the pressure to the Jesse Hines machine. Meanwhile, the number 64 car, also a factor, is Austin Bessette. Challenges for 2nd. All of a sudden, the 04 of Saunders gets a little bit loose, and here comes the Hines car. With him, Paul Arute. Great run with that black and neon number 82 car. Paul Arute looking very racy, looks for an opening in the bottom. Here comes Bessette and Sears. 5 cars contending for seconds.
Paul Arute much more competitive than he was a year ago as he is holding tough in the 4th spot, trying to jitterbug his way underneath Albert Saunders. That is the 24 of Jesse Hines, and Hines is able to polish off the Saunders car and move into 2nd.
No doubt about it as they work their way to the bottom of turn 1. Here comes Paul Arute. Nice move, clean pass, takes over 3rd. Paul Arute is on the podium with car number 82. Here comes Bessette, working his way. Awesome Austin is up to the 4th spot as they come back to the line. 6 laps, and car number 9 goes spinning directly in front of David Arute. That's the number 9 car of Andrew Hayes. Hayes is spun to the bottom of turn number 4 with the number 9 car. Can't get it fired up.
Trapped in the grass.
Right, and that will bring out the caution. So 6 circuits into the record books. Car number 66 out of Palmer, Mass. Started on the pole. Let's see what's going to happen as we're about ready to get them fired back up. These are the limited late models for their main event, and the green flag comes back out, and it's the colored blue at the front of the field. Bren still trying to hold on, but Jesse Hines, the Crazy Bruce's liquor store car, is right there on the outside, Matt.
And he is almost all over him like a tarpaulin as they go into the 4th corner. Trouble in the turn as the car goes in the wrong direction.
That's the Provost car that won on Sizzler Saturday. Everybody's headed in the right direction. We're still under green. Look at, they are closer than most people park in a bid for the lead.
While the top 4 cars could fit underneath a shower cap.
They come off turn number 4. Back to the stripe. It is still Justin Bren. Hats off to him for a job well done.
Well, good move by Bessette as Bren is leading, but all over him like a camouflage shirt on a Marine. That is Austin Bessette. Paul Arute with a power move is back into 3rd place.
Paul Arute is a big contender tonight. He's up to the top 3. Austin Bessette lets him know he's there and takes over the lead. And who's the tail that wags a dog? Paul Arute up to 2nd. He's not done yet. And we are on lap number 9. And here comes David Arute up to 4. The quiet one. Now making some noise. Off the turn, Bren is a little bit shaky, the early leader, with car number 66, as David Arute runs in his tire tracks as they head to turn 2.
Well, it's the second half of the race, which means it's David Arute time, as this is when he does most of his damage, trying to look for racing room and elbow room underneath the 66 of Justin Bren. It looks like Paul Arute's car is getting better as he narrows the gap that separates he and the 64 of Bessette.
He closes up that gap rather impressively. It is about, well, 2 car lengths. Now, all of a sudden, Bren gets a 2nd win. Here comes David Arute. He's up to the top 3. And Jesse Hines, who led for a short time, sets in 5th. Here comes David Arute on the podium. Car number 28. Up into 2nd is still Paul Arute, and now trouble down into turn 1.
And a car, I believe that is Bartkowski in car number 7.
And
that
the
is stranded closest to
24, I think, is also involved. Yes, it is, Matt, for Jesse Hines, the early leader.
And he was having a good run. A top 5 car, also Andrew Hayes in the 9 car.
Obviously, this is not where you wanted to be. What happened? Somebody check up in front of you?
I don't know. It just looks like the radiator went. Come back next week.
Well, obviously, you had some help with the radiator. You can see that on your hood. But very, very disappointed. David Arute, he's behind the wall, and he is disappointed because that car was fast, and he was about to take a challenge for the lead. Back upstairs.
A very critical restart with 8 laps to go.
No question about it. Bessette on the inside. Paul Arute, nice to see him as a big factor in this one as they come off turn number 4. They'll be evenly matched. Tim Bennett looks him over. The green is out. It is Bessette by a nose. Paul Arute trying to get it to the bottom of the racetrack. Bren now moves in as Bessette's car goes up the hill. Car number 64 perhaps has a tire going down. All of a sudden, Paul Arute also has a mechanical woe with car number 82. Heartbreaker there, but when they come back to the line, Bren, the early leader, is back in command.
So the top row was in the twilight zone, and taking over the lead is Justin Bren, and he is being chased down by Cliff Saunders. We didn't talk about him that much for the first 10 laps, but he has become one of the blockbusters, narrowing the gap. It's a popsicle stick separating the 2 drivers.
They are side by side. They rub. They swap a little paint. Off the turn, green and white emerges as up front. American sleeve bearing. Car number 4 is your brand new leader. It is at the front of the field. Challenge is on for second. We said that Provost was out of it. Well, we lied because he's now challenging for second.
Boy, he has come from the wilderness to move into second place. So they choo-choo train their way into turn number 1. Provost, last week's winner, is in second, and the man he's trying to catch is a rookie, Cliff Saunders.
There is less than 5 circuits remaining in this one. Here comes Sears. He now moves in. Tries to take over the 3rd spot. That'll put Sears up on the podium. Bren shifts further back. Andrew Hayes had a problem earlier. He is back to the front of the field. And Austin Bessette limps off the racetrack center stage. Heartbreaker for him as well. Back up front, leader is still car number 4. American Sleeve Bearing is the sponsor from Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Cliff Saunders, the leader of the pack.
And he spent the first half of the race in the shadows. He is now in the spotlight. And a man very capable of corralling him will be that 88 car, Dwayne Provost. On Sizzler Saturday, he got his 3rd career victory, and now he trails by about the length of a rowboat.
This time, when they come back to the line, 2-lap marker will be given. 1 mile left in the competition here. Leader is still Saunders. Provost is hunting him down. Battle still raging for 3rd, 4th, and the 5th spot. But down the back straightaway, Saunders has got his hands full. Provost would like to make it back-to-back victories, but Saunders wants to be the spoiler in this one.
The top 2 drivers could fit inside a test tube as they rabble-rouse their way off the corner. 1 lap to go. Time running out for Provost. He might have some room on the inside. Trying to hold his line is Saunders. Shutting the door on Provost as they go into the 3rd corner.
Deep into turn number 3. Saunders still in the lead. Provost reels him back in. Green and white up front. They head off turn number 4. Provost is close. Close isn't good enough. And Saunders will take down the win in the American Sleeve Bearing number 4. Finishing in the runner-up spot will be Provost with car number 88. Good run for Sears. Car 71 to finish in the 3rd spot. And rounding out the top 4 will be car number 9 for Andrew Hayes. Officially in the 5th spot will be the number 66 machine for Justin Bren. And incidentally, Tommy Butler should be back in a couple of weeks. They have worked so hard to help this group out that they haven't been able to get their car finished yet. So we'll look forward to having Tommy, one of the all-time great competitors in our late model division, back in racing. Let's go down to Napa Victory Lane and meet our winner.
If you always are a serious guy at the racetrack, and it's great to see you smile in victory lane. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah, thanks so much. I really didn't think I was going to win tonight, especially after practice. The car was a little bit off, and I mean, if you were to ask me or tell me if I was going to win tonight, I would say there was no way. This is only my 6th start, and after the way the last season went, was really glad to have a good start to the season. Never really thought I would have won the 2nd race of the season. The car was just awesome. I really need to thank Barry Fluckiger, who set my car up. He's not here tonight. He just had surgery this week, so need to thank him for all of his help. I also need to thank all my sponsors, American Sleeve Bearing, BA Museo, Johnson Memorial Medical Center, Rob Davis, my mom, everyone on the team, everyone who helped me out. I couldn't have done it without them.
Well, Cliff, you got them all in. You did a good job. You won the race. What else could you have? A great way to start our Friday night season.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations.
Rich Hammond in the 28. Wesley Prucker in car number 22 did not make. There he is at the rear of the field.
Field is under green, out in front. The old warhorse moving away. Nick Salva on a mission. He's up to the 3rd spot. Mendito is right there with him. Dulac is in trouble off turn number 4.
Boy, they bounce around like balls in a lottery jar. Salva making contact with Joey Farino on the grass.
Salva and Farino go sliding through the center of the infield. We're still at speed. Dylan Mendito with the number 29 car moves in to take over the runner-up spot with the 16 car for Todd Doulard in the 3rd spot, and we've got a yellow.
And there is a car stranded on the safety road between turns 1 and 2, as it looks like Nick Salva in car number 98 to bring out the first yellow of the race. Watch the rear of the field, too, because Nick Salva looks like he is very feisty.
Green flag is out. Ripple effect further back in the field, as now Doulard up to the 3rd spot. Doing a good job. Dulac down low on the inside. And now among the movers and shakers is the 54 car. David Burnham. Didn't take him long to get used to the open wheels. He's in the top 5. 3-wide match.
And let's see what happens, as it looks like everybody is going to make it through, as they ganged up that time on Rit Dulac, and he was squeezed backwards. A good move by Jeremy Sorrell in car number 77 to survive that 3-wide scenario.
And also as strong, Richard Dyer, the 01 car.
That car was in hibernation until Wednesday when his buddy Jim Avellana said, you should be out here racing. And it looks like that number 01 car has some power.
Sure does, as he is coming to the front of the field. Burnham is the next target. All of a sudden, Bob Charland is racing. Heartbreaker for Farino. He's out of this one. Back to the front of the class.
Well, Samantha Thompson has finished her ride in the 2-seater with Bob Potter, so she is on the sidelines, and the man in the spotlight is Glenn Griswold. Dylan Mendito is not very far away.
Meanwhile, here comes Burnham. Oliver Doulard backs it up just a bit.
He was caught between a rock and a hard place, wasn't he?
Yep.
But he was able to keep it going.
Richard Dyer is in there. Here comes Charland again.
Boy, the Shark does not give up.
And here comes Nick Salva. Just as we predicted, he is not to be left out of this one.
You could see the determination in Nick Salva when this race restarted, that he wasn't going to stay in the back of the pack for very long. Now he's trying to get to the outside of Sorrell in car number 77.
Look at Charland. Oh, car number 01. Goes spinning Richard Dyer. He's okay. We're still at speed. Battle is on for 4th. Doulard giving him a run for the money. Burnham is there. Charland is there, and Charland's one of the only cars with Nick Salva to go to the outside. Look at Burnham now. He's making the bid, thinks twice of it. Here comes Charland, back up front. 1st and 2nd, bump drafting down the front straightaway, Matt.
Boy, second half of the race, here is DJ Burnham. It's hard to believe this is only the second time he has ever driven in an open wheel car. Swinging far to the outside and almost making contact with the safer barrier with Bob Charland. So a hiccup that time for the number 1.
Off the turn, back to the line, and Burnham still holds on.
Well,
And
we'll
now,
look at the front. The top 3 cars could fit inside an Easter egg. Bandito is massaging the back bumper of the Glenn Griswold car.
Griswold still holds on. Here comes the bid also right there, the 07 car for Jay Goff. One slip up and Goff will be there. Meanwhile, here comes Burnham. Bold move, Nick Salva. Pushes him through. Inside lane looking racy. And here comes the 77, Jeremy Sorrell.
Boy, this is a 2-ring circus. In ring number 1, the battle between Griswold and Bandito. Bandito has some power. Griswold is able to hold him off.
Yellow flag comes out as we've got 2 cars. The Doulard machine, after running so strong, 7 circuits to go. Get ready. Hang on to the edge of your seats. It's not over with yet. Griswold has looked strong, but will he be able to hold on? Mendetto right there. Burnham on the outside of the second row, and there's Goff. Goff moves to the inside. Glenn Griswold fighting to hold on to that lead. And they are all stacked up. Look at Nick Salva, Matt.
Contact with the 07, but he survives it. Top 5 cars could fit on an aspirin tablet, with Griswold in the lead being challenged by Bandito.
They come off the turn. Mendetto winds it up tight, but Griswold still holds it on as the leader of the pack. Here comes Salva again. Look at Burnham into that mix as well.
Boy, Nick Salva has come from the Bureau of Missing Persons into 4th place as he is going down low, making a cannonball move.
Tyler Hines got crossed up. He lost 5 positions in just a little slip up the racetrack. Here comes Mendetto on the outside. Can't do it. Pulls back into line. Bump drafting. He's going to go to the outside again.
Griswold hugging the white line. Here comes Bandito, looking for a crack, looking for an alley. He might have one as they go into turn 3.
Mendetto dives to the bottom. Griswold makes him work for it. Here comes Salva. Trouble now. Mendetto and Goff. They hit it a ton off turn number 4, and Salva goes spinning. A wild chain of events in turn number 4.
It looked like there was contact between Salva and Bandito, and the man who was in the wrong place at the wrong time has smoke coming out of his car on the front straightaway, Jay Goff.
And we've got 4 laps to go, 2 miles, and the green is out, and Burnham is giving the old warhorse a run for the money in contention for the lead.
He was laminated to the back bumper, taking off on the outside. This is very difficult to do, making a pass for the lead on the outside. DJ Burnham, that right foot must weigh about 3 tons.
He heads down into turn number 1. The farmer looks to plant himself into the number 1 spot. Griswold fights back on the inside. Burnham, rookie competitor, first Friday night program, and he is going for the gusto.
2 laps to go. Griswold with the advantage. Here comes Burnham on the outside as he burns his way into turn number 2. Griswold has the advantage. Burnham not far away. Also a factor is a shark. Bob Charland running in 3rd.
Charland now reels in closer. They come off turn number 4. Griswold. White flag is out. No surrendering in this one. Final time to turn number 1. Griswold tries to fight off the aggressive charge that follows. Griswold strings it out. Burnham reels him in. Look at Charland, still battling for that 3rd position as they come off the turn. Checkered flag is out, and it will be Glenn Griswold to take down the victory. Great run for Burnham to finish in the runner-up spot. And unofficially in the third position, Jeremy Sorrell from 14th, and Bob Charland will finish just off the podium in 4th. Tyler Hines will finish in 5th. Jeff Beaujolais in the 6th spot. And rounding out the top 7, it is Richard Dyer. And we head down to Connor Sullivan in Napa Victory Lane. Connor?
The old warhorse, he's far from gone. For the first time in almost 7 years, Glenn Griswold back in Victory Lane here at Stafford Motor Speedway after a barn burner. Gets a big handshake from DJ Burnham. Glenn, talk about it.
Well, I just got to say thanks to everybody in the crew. Donnie from Rad Automotive putting a great motor together. Good friend of mine, Carlos Gray. This is his motor that's coming out in a few weeks. So I proved to him that his motor can win the race. We thrashed last week. We got the motor at 3 o'clock. Got back to my house at 4 and we made the feature. A lot of hard work this week. The car was really good in the beginning of the night. But then the thing loosened up really fierce in the feature. And I don't know what happened here behind me. The 29 car was waving his hands all over the place. I think I gave him room. I don't know what I did, but that's racing. Want to thank all my sponsors. Got to thank Precision Mechanical, Mark, for stepping up to the plate, coming up with some tires for this thing. We got Connecticut Dry Shaft helps out, G&R Motorsports, Rodden Building. Got to thank the car owner back there, Scott Kimmer. He always tells me I never give him any credit, but follow the green bus to the party after the races.
Glenn, congratulations. Let's go to Kelly.
Car number 01 will be Jim Mavlajanis, the Extra Mart convenience store car.
Then it will be the defending champion, Adam Gray at 97. Last week's winner, Jay Stewart in the 42. Mark Heim, Kyle Casagrande, Josh Wood, and Tom Fern will be starting last.
The field is under green, and J.J. Hill wastes no time at all. Inside lane looks racy for the 4th spot. Down the back straightaway, Scott Cook is in trouble. Botticello literally behind him, and Cook's car set stranded underneath the Extra Mart billboard as the Scorzelli machine is spun around, and there is a third component. Sizzler
Jay
weekend.
Stewart,
yes,
the
winner.
professor.
And never count out the big dog, and that is Adam Gray with the number 97. Here is the green. We are back up to speed, and it is Hill, the leader of the band, as he plays a tune down in turn 2.
A great getaway for Hill. Gamba Corner trying to stay with him. Great side-by-side battle between Casagrande on the inside and Kevin Gamba Corner on the outside, and wanting a piece of the action is Michael Bennett.
Bennett now stuck in the high lane. All of a sudden, here comes Mavlajanis. The Extra Mart car looks racy to the inside. It is Mavlajanis up to 3. Who is the tail that wags a dog here? All of a sudden, it is Adam Gray. He was not happy with a podium finish. He likes to win, and he now moves into the 4th position. All of a sudden, there's Tommy Fern. Remember, he had the car that had literally the side peeled off of it. Yellow flag is out.
There's problems. Botticello in turn 1. So it is a rough and frustrating night for the Big Kahuna so far. Tommy Fern started the night last and has worked up into a contending position in car number 92.
And he's done it in 1 mile, 2 circuits. So that's pretty impressive, starting 15th on the grid. And there is the green. And Casagrande, what a jump.
Wow, he looked like an astronaut coming off the line. Now trying to play catch-up is Adam Gray.
Adam Gray muscles his way into 2nd. Fern is there. They almost touch. Here comes Gray. Wheel down low. Underneath Casagrande. Little shimmy, shimmy, shake. At the line, still Casagrande.
Boy, one of the greatest restarts we have seen on the outside, pulled off by Cora Casagrande, but now he gives up a crevice on the bottom. Adam Gray trying to scoot his way underneath the 1 car.
Off the turn. Inch by inch, a brand new leader emerges. 5 laps in, defending series champion Adam Gray moves to the front of the field. Fern up to second. Casagrande back to 3. Hill in the 4th spot, Matt. And Mavrogiannis has got 5.
And right behind him is Kevin Gambacorta, followed by Jim Peterson. And Jay Stewart, remember, he was involved in problems early. He has maneuvered his way into the top 8.
Challenge for 3rd. Here comes Hill again. He pressures Casagrande, can't do it. Off the turn, Casagrande still holds on with the 1 car in the 3rd spot. Hill now pulls it back in the line.
So Hill, a patient 4th. Battle between Mavrogiannis and Gambacorta. Gambacorta almost was able to croquet his way underneath Mavrogiannis. As they blur their way off the corner, Gambacorta is on the verge of picking up a position and taking Jim Peterson with him.
Peterson follows him through. Now Stewart, who won a week ago on Sunday, he now tries to follow another veteran through, and that's Jimmy Peterson. Trouble now.
Around Gambacorta.
Gambacorta goes spinning like a top.
Boy, Josh Wood just missed him.
And
he missed him by about the length of a molecule. It still is early enough in the race to go and pit, make adjustments, and then come charging to the front. 8 of 30 laps are down the board. This is a classic battle. 2 heavyweights, a battle of the Titans between Adam Gray and Tommy Fern. And this encounter was won by Adam Gray.
This could be the battle of 2014 for the championship title. That's how close and how competitive these 2 guys are. Casagrande still on the podium. Peterson starting to come on. Here comes Stewart back up to life. Gambacorta still struggles as he drops further back in the field.
Boy, Jim Peterson doing a great job as he tried to Jenny Craig his way underneath the 1 of Casagrande. They Tasmanian devil their way off the 4th turn, and the best battle on the track is between Corey Casagrande running 3rd, Peterson 4th, and Jay Stewart in the top 5.
Look a little further back in the field. Car number 51 is coming back to life. That, of course, is Josh Wood. He is a rookie, and he now moves into the 7th spot as he works his way underneath Kyle Casagrande. And now, here comes Scorzelli, also trying to thread the needle through traffic, and Mavrogiannis is back in the hunt in this one.
Boy, we've seen a lot of great comebacks in this race. Stewart has made 1. Josh Wood has been flawless as he climbed back into 7th, 1 spot ahead of Kyle Casagrande. It is a fireball their way into turn number 1. Adam Gray has opened up some real estate between he and Tom Fern.
No question about it. Look at Peterson working over Corey Casagrande to try to take over that 3rd spot. It just doesn't happen. Adam Gray, showing why he's the defending champion, out in front like days of old. He is a rocket as the leader of the field. 13, just 2 laps shy of the halfway marker. Long way to go yet in this event. And now we're seeing Jay Stewart starting to close up the gap on Jimmy Peterson. Remember, Stewart was in a jingle earlier, but that doesn't seem to stop him now.
No, Stewart is wrapped around that 17 car like a boa constrictor. Now he lurches a little bit off the pace, and Peterson is going after Corey Casagrande again, as that battle will reheat between Casagrande and Peterson.
This time, when they cross the stripe, half of the event is over. 15 circuits complete. Gray is your leader. Fern is still 2nd. Casagrande is 3rd. Peterson in the 4th spot. 5th position is Stewart. 6th spot, early leader Hill. 7th spot is Joshua Wood. 8th spot is Kyle Casagrande, Mavrogiannis, and Gambacorta. That's your top 10. Half of the race is over. Second half is usually the best.
Adam Gray has had the fastest lap compiled in this race so far, as he is leading by about the length of a cow pasture over the 92 of Tommy Fern. Last week we didn't get to see the real Tommy Fern as he was involved in an opening lap fracas. We are seeing the genuine Fern tonight as he tries to track down Adam Gray.
Look a little further back in the field. A good battle shaping up between the 7 car of Kyle Casagrande, the number 01 machine, Also right there for Mavrogiannis. He makes a little contact with the wall. Black flag is being given for the 99 of Scott Cook.
Boy, that has so much tape on it. It should be in the next Mummy movie as it will limp off the track. Plenty of room given to our front runners, Adam Gray and Tom Fern. Casagrande in fourth, and it looks like Stewart is coming to life again in car number 42. And once again, he is mounting a challenge against Jim Peterson.
Jimmy Peterson's car is starting to loosen up. And if you know Peterson, he likes a loose race car. He gets the most out of a car that he can feel by the seat of his pants. He'll tell you that. And that's what's happening now. 19 when they cross the stripe, 20 laps complete, 10 to go.
The drama is for third, fourth, and fifth. Casagrande leading that brigade, but Peterson not far away. Peterson almost poked his nostrils underneath the Casagrande car, so just when we thought that Peterson was losing something, he got a little bit of a resurgence.
Sure did, as now Peterson still working over Casagrande. We're down to the countdown. Less than 9, it'll all be history.
Big lead, Adam Gray. Big advantage for second for Tommy Fern. And then the fun begins. A three-way battle for the podium between Casagrande, Peterson, and Stewart. Then we go back a ways to J.J. Hill and Josh Wood. It looked like he was in trouble a couple of times tonight, but he didn't surrender. He has a pretty good position. Gad Bacorda is right there, but nobody right now has an answer for Adam Gray. And we were saying that all of 2013.
Less than 8 circuits remain. Gray, a dominant car up front. Fern, convincing in second. Third is still the hot spot. Casagrande being hunted down by one of the best in the late model division, Jimmy Peterson and Jay Stewart. Two of the old dogs, as they are all over the kid from Stafford. As they come back to the line, now it looks like Stewart almost had Peterson.
Yeah, the old dogs are growling as Peterson had to hold off Stewart. Once again, the best way to play defense is to play some offense. Here comes Stewart. Bold move to the bottom as he tries to torpedo his way underneath Peterson.
Stewart picks up the spot. Back to the stripe they come. It is Stewart with car number 42 up to the 4th position. Peters forced back to 5. Casagrande. Corey still holding on. The countdown continues. As Gray way out in front. Now a little further back in the field. We've got some side-by-side racing between Mavrogiannis and J.J. Hill.
And it looks like Mavrogiannis has the leverage. That is for 7th place. And Mavrogiannis is there in the top 7. Hill trying to pay it back. Battle for the podium between Casagrande and Stewart. It looked like on lap number 3, Ben, that Stewart was in danger of finishing last. Here comes Stewart, almost getting under the way, jackknifing his way underneath Casagrande.
Stewart in the Arbitel convenience store car gets a little bit loose now. That costs him from being on the podium, but they head down to the stripe. 2 circuits to go. Off the turn. Still a dogfight battle, raging for that 3rd spot. And still Casagrande doing a masterful job. Here comes Stewart again, Matt.
Stewart looked like he had position as he tries to catapult his way underneath Casagrande. Casagrande gives him no room on the bottom. Now they go on the backstretch. White flag is out. It could be coronation time for Adam Gray.
Down the back straightaway. Adam Gray picks up where he left off. Defending series champion, podium finisher, all last season long. It is Adam Gray to take down the win. Tommy Fern to finish in second. Here's the barn burner for third. Corey Casagrande for third. Jay Stewart for fourth. Peterson for 5. And rounding out the top 10, Kevin Gambacorda over Jim Mavrogiannis, J.J. Hill, Kyle Casagrande, and Joshua Wood.
And ladies and gentlemen, Adam Gray out of the 97, and that absolutely contagious smile once again on your face. What a tremendous performance.
Yeah, I mean, we got lucky on a couple of them restarts there, and it put us in the right position. I can't thank my sponsors enough. Meadows Motor Car, Leon's Auto Repair, Holly's Auto Body and Repair, Joe Ham, Hardwick Auto Salvage, OJS Construction. Got a couple new guys this year, Hot Tables, and starting Monday, Napper from Belchertown come on board with us this year.
Adam, congratulations on the win. A great way to start the Friday night season off.
Thank you very much.
In car number 10 from Summers, Dan Avery.
And then it'll be Matt Galco, the number 3 car. Glenn Reen in the 17. Brett Gagne, the 87.
Kurt Brainerd in the 96. Tommy Membrino Jr. in the 00. Dave Cethero in the 44. Frank Rocco in the 91. Tony Membrino Jr. in car number 79.
Green flag is out, and Joey Cipriano goes from the high lane to the lead. Right there with him, Kid Rock, Keith Rocco, as Foster settles back into third. Cipriano leads him for lap number 1.
Sean Foster hanging in for third, and right behind him is Woody Pitcat. He is in the number 4 position. Then it is Todd Owen trying to hang tough, but it's a battle shaping up between Cipriano and Rocco.
No question about it. Cipriano now finds Kid Rock. Rocco in the outside lane pulls it back into line. They're doubled up a little further back. Woody Pitcat up to the 4th spot. He is on a forward roll, and here comes Ryan Priest. The deuce is wild, setting in position number 5.
There is going to be a battle between Doug Colby and Ted Christopher. Right in front of them, Ryan Priest trying to protect his turf, or Woody Pitcat. So Pitcat is in 4th, and we have a battle for the lead.
Out in front, lead change. Number 1, it is Keith Rocco, the brand new leader. Cipriano is there. 3 wide action further back in the field.
So we have trouble in turn 2, and we have a yellow, as their car is pointed toward the infield. And that is Tommy Membrino bringing out the first yellow of the race on lap number 3.
So the caution comes out 3 laps in. Green flag is back out. And Rocco does not come up to speed at first on the start, Matt.
And that gives a little bit of an advantage to Sean Foster. Also moving up is Ryan Priest on the inside. Now it looks like Kid Rock has recovered, and he is trying to hunt down Joey Cipriano.
Look at the battle of the red. And that is Doug Colby, Ted Christopher, Todd Owen, and Tommy Bowles. 4 red cars at the bottom of the top 5.
So it's a red alert for Sean Foster as all these red vehicles are going after him. Ted Christopher darts to the outside, and Christopher is making that car work on the outside groove.
Todd Owen doing the same, trying to get around Bowles. Frank Rocco slides down through the center of the infield. And now, look at Doug Colby go to the outside of Foster. And now Woody Pitcat drops back to the 4th spot.
Priest getting underneath him. What a battle for the lead. The top 2 can fit inside a beer mug. Cipriano leading. Keith Rocco did not get a great restart, but he has more than made up for it now.
He certainly has, as now he puts a wheel down under, trying to rattle the cage of Cipriano, but it doesn't work. Taps him again. Turn 2, down the back straightaway. Rocco has a quick race car. Look at Christopher and Pitcat for the 4th and 5th spot. Colby is there, and look at Todd Owen. He's on the outside of Tommy Bowles, and Dan Avery's there. So is an Eric Burnt.
Yeah, Dan Avery's 10 car has come to life, and he has taken Eric Burnt with him. Top 3 cars.
Trouble down the back straightaway. Rowan Panic goes up on his roof. Rowan Panic gets up on 2 wheels, ends up on his roof, and stops to the left of the Hoosier sign. Red flag situation there.
Let's go to Tony Sutton for more information.
Well, he just got into the ambulance. He gave me a thumbs up just before he got in. That was a wild ride. We've seen it happen before, but that was really dramatic because the car just literally locked itself in the top section of the wall and slid all the way down.
And Keith Rocco did not get a good restart on the last occasion. Let's see if he can improve. as they jet stream away across the line. Cipriano with the advantage, and Priest moves into second ahead of Kid Rock.
No question about it. Priest saw the inside open up. Foster slips back just a bit, as now Doug Colby has moved into the top 6. Here comes Keith Rocco. They are almost 3 wide, but Cipriano isn't about to let him get away with that as he pulls back into command.
Top 3 can fit inside a donut hole with Cipriano leading. It is Priest leading on Keith Rocco. Looks like it takes a couple of turns for Rocco to get at maximum speed, but he is there now. Ryan Priest has turned in the fastest laps of this race, but he loses second to Rocco.
No question about it. Rocco gets on the binders just a bit, then back on the throttle. He moves back into second. Christopher is a mover and shaker tonight. Car number 13's up to the top 4. They touch. They quiver as they come back to the line, and Cipriano takes advantage of that. This kid doesn't rattle easily, and you're seeing just that.
Sean Foster trying to move up through the field. Chase Dowling has infiltrated the top 10 in car number 57. Going sideways, Rocco in John Deere country.
Rocco spins. When's the last time you saw that? Here comes Christopher up to second. Car number 13, and the caution flag comes out. Keith Rocco set stranded on the infield with car number 88 facing the wrong direction.
Wow, when was the last time we saw that?
Cipriano, even though he is young, he is mature, and he is a scrapper. And now the battle is on. Joey Cipriano still holding on. Look at Priest. Giddy up on the outside. Here comes Colby and that battle of red that we were talking about with Christopher. Top 15 cars paired off in rows of 2.
So they blowtorch their way into the second quarter. They are dead even. 2 cars Velcro together. Trouble in turn 1.
Trouble
as we
in
saw
turn
a car
1.
crow hop over, I believe, Brainerd, and there is a mess in turn 1.
Car number 33.
Troy Tolman is involved. Brainerd. And Tommy Membrino was also in there, and it looked like somebody pogo-sticked right over the 96 of Kurt Brainerd.
Troy Tolman is okay.
And the car that did that might be the 59 of Ronnie Williams, because he immediately goes on to pit road.
So a tough break for Troy Tolman.
Boy, we have
and the
seen
Brainerd machine. Yes, we have.
We have seen more cars airborne, I think, tonight than we did all of last season.
I think you're right, Matt. Josh Manfredo looking him over. And there is the green again. And Priest really gets a run for the money and becomes the second leader of the event.
And he might have got a helping hand from Ted Christopher, who was able to push Priest into the lead.
Here comes Christopher.
Kobe and Bowles battling. And Dan Avery wants a piece of that battle as he tries to Tasmanian devil his way underneath Tommy Bowles. Kobe is a man on the move.
Kobe dives down low. Can't do it. Oh, Christopher is sideways. Into
Car
the wall at a ton.
That could be the Frank Rocco car number 91, which slapped the wall between turns 3 and 4.
Rocco continues to have bad luck tonight. Back up through the gears. The green is out. Cipriani giving him a run in the outside lane. Christopher inches his way into second. Avery is there now. We haven't talked much about him. And there's Keith Rocco again coming back to the front of the class.
Boy, Avery is on a tear as he is trying to thunder his way underneath Doug Colby. That is a battle for 4th, and it looks like Avery has gotten 4th, and Colby has other ideas.
Meanwhile, Rocco tries to give him a little help, and look at Sean Foster. He's got a car that works in the outside lane. Back behind him, Pit Cat, Todd Owen. the bottom of the top 10. Now, Doug Colby moves back into the 4th spot, and here comes Keith Rocco. He is a man with a mission as he goes to the outside of Dan Avery.
This will tell us how strong Keith Rocco's car is. Could he get around Avery on the outside? And the answer, yes he can, and yes he did.
He did just that. Now, Rocco looks at Doug Colby. Outside lane, looking racy. And Keith Rocco recovers from an early spin. And he is spinning his own web in the upper lane tonight. Look at Cipriano trying to get down underneath Ted Christopher. No fear there in a battle for second.
He tried to screwdriver his way underneath Christopher. Didn't happen. Rocco gets by Colby. So Rocco has gone from the rear of the pack to 4th place. And he still has almost 20 laps remaining.
Second half is going to be the story of the night for Keith Rocco. Little further back in the field, Eric Berndt is coming on strong. Jervis is back into the hunt.
Todd Owen right behind him at the front of the field. A little bit of a safety valve for Ryan Preece, but there is helter-skelter action behind him. Mainly Cipriano is going to get a visit from Kid Rock.
Rocco tries a little different line. Comes off the turn, right on his back bumper. Lets him know he's there. Cipriano holding it down. Making Rocco go to the outside, but can't do it.
Rocco attached to the back bumper like a clothespin, trying to get momentum on the outside. That's how he made a lot of passes, but it's not working against Cipriano, and Cipriano giving Christopher something to think about.
Christopher into the runner-up spot. Rocco trying everything. Close, but no cigar. Preece is still in command. Christopher still in second. Now, Cipriano gets a tap. Rocco, they correct. They're all headed in the right direction, and we are still under green.
And the two drivers who benefited from that, Doug Colby and Dan Avery, as they both pick up 2 positions when Rocco and Cipriano were playing bumper tag.
And it cost them both 2 positions on the racetrack. Meanwhile, Pitcat goes underneath Sean Foster. Berndt is there now, and that's a 3-car battle that is currently for the 7th, 8th, and 9th spots.
Boy, Eric Berndt had some power to get by Foster. Let's see how well he does against Woody Pitcat. That's a very intense battle right there.
Here comes Todd Owen. Owen moves down underneath Sean Foster and now starts to work over Jervis. Back up front, 27, make it 28 when they cross the stripe. Leader is still Preece going for 2. Christopher is still second. Colby is third. Avery is fourth. Rocco is fifth. Cipriano is sixth. Then they're doubled up, Matt. And here comes Eric Berndt.
And the Bulldog is able to get the upper hand against Pitcat as they whiplash their way out of turn number 1. Eric Berndt has moved up into 7th place.
Behind him, a good battle between Jervis and Todd Owen. That's taking place for the 9th and 10th spot. 10 laps to go. 10 circuits remaining. Preece in command. Christopher.
Do you think Ted might be saving something for the stretch run? Because he is hanging in there. Doug Colby is there with him. So Ryan Preece, he is not on easy street.
Now
leading by about the length of a tractor trailer, but when Christopher is behind you, you can never relax.
That's right. Eric Berndt looks to move to the inside of Joey Cipriano. And Eric Berndt now moves closer to the front of the field in the 6th spot.
Boy, this is impressive work being pulled off by Eric Berndt.
Look at the Berndt car come off the turn. It's a rocket.
Let's see if he can get close to the battle between Dan Avery and Keith Rocco. They're currently battling for 4th and 5th.
Todd Owen and Jervis are side by side. And now, Owen has moved into the top 9.
So Owen not giving up. The best battle on the racetrack is for 4th and 5th. Dan Avery giving some bottom real estate to Keith Rocco. Rocco can't move in, however, as Avery is protecting his turf. Here comes Rocco.
Rocco saw some daylight on the inside of Avery. Avery brings it down just a half a lane, and that closes the door on Keith Rocco. The next guy to watch is Eric Burnt.
You know, we wondered how long it would take Eric Burnt to catch up to the combination of Avery and Rocco. The answer, not very long, only about 4 laps.
And who is the fastest car on the racetrack? Teddy Christopher, the last time by, 19.150. What does that mean? Christopher is actually catching Ryan Preece. Slow but sure. Look at Rocco. Down underneath Dan Avery. Here comes Burnt. Avery left the door open, and Burnt moved in, and now Eric Burnt's into the top 5.
The lead is shrinking for Preece with better than 2 laps to go. The most exciting driver in the last 20 laps has been Eric Burnt.
Burnt and Avery are side by side. 2 circuits to go.
Boy, this could be interesting at the front. The lead is continuing to shrivel for Preece, but the laps are running out for Ted Christopher.
Clock is ticking. There's no overtime in this game. The white flag is out, and Christopher glued to the back bumper. If it's going to happen, it'll be down in turn 3. Christopher reels him in. Preece right there. Christopher nips on his heels off turn number 4. Deuce is wild. 2 in a row. Preece is the winner. Christopher in for 2nd. Colby to finish in 3rd. Keith Rocco to finish in 4th. And Eric Burnt to round out the top 5.
Dan Avery holds on for 6th. Joey Cipriano in 7th. Woody Pitcat in 8th. Todd Owen in 9th. And Matt Galco rounds out our top 10.
So, in just a moment, we'll be turning things down to Napa Auto Parts Victory Lane, where a very happy Ryan Preece is there with Ted Christopher and Doug Colby. Stars of the Whelen Modified Tour. Tonight, they're stars of the SK Modifieds. Trackside.
Well, our winner just went down to congratulate Ted Christopher. Well, I'll tell you what, that was an interesting race, to say the least. I mean, there wasn't too much that was involved in that race that we didn't see tonight.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know, I got to thank Teddy. He helped me get by the 84 on that restart, getting a big run into 1, and then we were able to clear him. And I can't thank Mike Paquette with CD Chassis. He's giving me a great car every week. Earl Pelletier in the shop, working his butt off. I know his girlfriend, she would love to see him at the house more, but I'm going to hold him at the shop hostage. But I can't thank Sullivan and Sons Entertainment, JG Pool and Drywall with this Pettit motor. You know, it's great. J&O Auto, Napa of Canton. Remember to support your local Napa Auto Supply store. And Monk Cleaners, JG Pool and Drywall, Sullivan and Sons. Man, I'm just out of... that was a hard one, East-West Marine. That was, you know, one more lap, and I think... I don't know if I had a tire going down or something, but it just started to get really, really tight, so... I'm happy to be able to hold on to that one, and Waddell Communications, Racing Electronics, Sunoco Race Fuels, Hoosier Race Tire, everybody involved to get us here, and Steve Greer, you know, thanks for letting me drive this awesome car.
Ryan Preece, a great drive, a great finish. Boy, it's going to be a wild 2014. Congratulations.
Thank you, and also Call Before You Dig and DACO for being contingency sponsors. Thank you very much, and obviously the Roots and all the fans for coming out tonight.